The hidden cost of looking rich. The performance nobody budgets for. You already know someone like this. Maybe you work with them. Maybe you see them on your feed every morning before you're fully awake. They're driving something new, wearing something expensive, eating somewhere that photographs well. Their life, from the outside, has the specific texture of someone who has figured it out. And somewhere underneath the watching, something in you registers the gap between that life and yours and files it away as evidence of something you haven't done yet. What nobody tells you is the gap you're looking at isn't wealth. It's a performance. And performances have budgets. And those budgets are quietly destroying the financial futures of people who never once thought of themselves as reckless. This is the hidden cost of looking rich. Not the obvious cost, not the car payment you know about, not the credit card balance you carry month to month. The deeper cost, the compound cost, the cost that doesn't show up anywhere until it's already been running for a decade. The dealership and the decision it isn't. You walk into the dealership on a Saturday afternoon, not entirely sure why you're there. The old car runs fine, a little loud on the highway, needs new tires. The AC takes a few minutes to get cold. Nothing that would actually strand you. But something happened recently. A promotion, a birthday, a dinner where someone asked what you drive and you felt the answer before you gave it. And now you're here. The salesman doesn't pressure you. He doesn't need to. The car does the work. The new model sits under a light that was specifically designed to make it look like the decision you've been building toward. The monthly payment, when it comes, is $530, which sounds different than $530 every month for 48 months, which is $25,440 before interest, which is money that will never compound, never earn a return, never become anything other than what it already was. Proof of concept for a life that hasn't fully arrived yet. You sign. The car is real. The payment is real. What isn't real is the version of yourself the car was supposed to confirm. The wardrobe that solves the wrong problem. The clothes follow the same logic, just quieter. A piece at a time, one reasonable purchase making room for the next. The brand isn't loud, no logo, no statement, just quality that anyone who knows, which is the point. You're not buying the item. You're buying entry into a legibility system that tells certain rooms you belong there before you open your mouth. The problem isn't the purchase. The problem is that belonging isn't purchasable. And the rooms that would reject you based on your jacket are rooms whose opinions are making you significantly poorer without offering anything back. Status borrowed on credit doesn't transfer. It just costs. Currently, the average American household spends over $1,800 a year on clothing. That same amount invested annually in a low-cost index fund over 20 years at a modest return rate becomes something that would make the wardrobe feel like a strange trade in retrospect. Not because the clothes weren't real, because the thing they were trying to buy was never for sale there.
The feed and what it's actually selling you. 3 times a day, on average, you open an app that has been algorithmically optimized to show you the most aspirational version of someone else's life. The influencer with the watch, the hotel room, the airport lounge, the morning routine that implies a life where nothing unexpected ever costs money on a Tuesday. The content is free. What it sells you is a feeling of deficit that didn't exist before you opened the app, and a spending impulse that the people who built the app understood long before you did. This isn't an accident. The entire architecture of that feed is built on the principle that the fastest way to make you spend money is to make you feel, for 11 seconds at a time, like you're behind someone you've never met, in a life you've never seen the full version of, wearing a watch that costs more than 3 months of your rent and was gifted to the person wearing it for the exact purpose of making you feel exactly this way. The watch is never the point. The feeling is the product. The apartment that performs wealth while building none. You found the apartment on a Tuesday night when you were tired and slightly unhappy with the one you already had. The new one has high ceilings, exposed brick, a rooftop. The monthly difference is $480, which feels manageable until it joins the car payment and the clothing budget and the dinners at places that photograph well, and suddenly the number between what comes in every 2 weeks and what stays is a number you don't look at directly. The apartment is the clearest version of the trap because it's the largest and the least movable. You can stop buying clothes, you can park the car. The lease has 14 months left on it, and every month the rooftop and the exposed brick generate exactly zero return on the premium you're paying to live there. Nobody building actual wealth rents a statement. They rent a function and invest the difference. The empty wallet behind the full performance. Here's what the performance costs, added up honestly. The car, $530 a month. The wardrobe, averaged over the year, $150 a month. The apartment premium over a functional alternative, $480 a month. Dinners, events, subscriptions that maintain the aesthetic of a life that looks like it's working, $300 a month. That's $1,460 a month not building anything. Over 10 years, at a conservative investment return, that's not just $175,200 spent, that's the compounded version of $175,200 that was never invested. The number that actually disappeared is meaningfully larger, and it disappeared without a drama, without a single moment that felt like a mistake, because every individual purchase had a logic to it that felt earned in the moment it was made. The instant noodles in the luxury apartment aren't a joke. They're a data point. They're what happens when the performance gets expensive enough that the thing performing has to quietly cut costs on the things nobody sees.
What stealth looks like from the inside. The people who are actually building something rarely look like it from the outside. That's not an accident. It's a strategy. Or it becomes one once you understand what visibility actually costs. The ordinary car isn't a statement. It's $530 a month compounding somewhere else instead. The apartment that's fine but not remarkable is the premium apartment's return on investment, collected quietly every month in the form of money that didn't leave. The clothes that don't announce anything are the wardrobe budget redirected somewhere it works while you're not wearing it. None of this is deprivation. It's a different accounting system, one that measures wealth by what's accumulating quietly rather than what's visible loudly. The performance of wealth and the architecture of it are rarely found in the same person at the same time. What looks like success from the outside is often the thing preventing it from the inside. Pay attention this week to the moments when the upgrade presents itself. The phone, the jacket, the restaurant, the thing that would make your life look more like the version you're building toward. You'll feel the pull. The pull is the trap, still running, still designed to catch exactly the person who is working hardest to get ahead. The fastest way to look rich is often the fastest way to stay broke. The second part of that sentence is the one that changes everything.